All right, so you see the title of my video, Lesbians Are Not Male-Centered. I am Giselle Wallace, lesbian life coach and author. Here on my YouTube channel, I provide my lesbian perspective, and if that interests you, then please subscribe to my YouTube channel. In this day and time, I believe that more lesbians and women who love women, if you are same-sex attracted, you are going to realize just how significant it is for women to be lesbians in this male-dominated patriarchal society. I believe that lesbians are pivotal and a great force because we create balance in a world full of chaos. Women have always known what it's like to experience feelings of neglect or being overlooked, or even just not taken seriously. And this mainly comes from a mindset that women are not mature enough, women are not strong enough, women are not smart enough, and even women are not able to make logical and sound decisions. Where does this derive from? Mainly from men who are very focused on dominating society. Women collectively are extremely resourceful. And men actually know this, but they're hoping that you don't know. The aspect of your sexual orientation truly changes how the world operates. Women have different sexual orientations. Your sexual orientation actually drives you, and it also guides you in life. You see, sexual orientation is not just about being attracted to a person on an emotional or physical or sexual level. It actually impacts the way you think. It impacts how you operate in life. And that's why lesbians, we kind of move in silence, but we're extremely impactful. I truly think that lesbians create balance in this world, especially on behalf of women. Lesbians are not male-centered. Lesbians are female homosexuals. We actually are women ourselves, and we are exclusively attracted to and interested in the female sex. Because of our unique sexual orientation as lesbians, we think extremely differently from heterosexual women. Heterosexual women are exclusively interested and attracted to men. They are heavily involved with men, and they are influenced by men. Most heterosexual women are male-centered. When you ask the question, what does male-centered mean? Male-centered is basically when a woman or a female prioritizes the ideas, the thoughts, the goals, as well as the plans and the initiatives, as well as the directives of men or males. Male-centered women neglect themselves and they put men first. They do not even consider morality in their thought processes regarding what men are focused on and what men execute on. Meaning, women will not actually decipher what is considered positive or negative when it comes to men, because of a mindset that men are superior and that men are leaders and directors and that men make the final decisions. Male-centered women do not think that men are supposed to approve or prioritize the thoughts of women, because male-centered women do not consider women to be decision makers or leaders. They are primarily under the patriarchal mindset that women are supposed to subject themselves to all men. And these are single women as well as married women. And I want to stress that these type of women or females who are male-centered, they believe that all women should subject themselves to all men, especially if a man is in a position of power. They do not try to decipher if the decision making by a man is moral or immoral, because they depend solely on men. How do these male-centered women depend on men? They depend on men financially. Most of these women believe that a man should earn the most income, and they also believe that a man should provide for a woman. And that is actually a huge mistake for male-centered women to think that way. And the reason why is because they have been programmed to look to men to do everything for them when it comes to provision and finances. They will not usually take care of their own selves financially. They don't tend to prioritize education, and they don't tend to prioritize taking the lead. Most male-centered women think that when the verbiage lead, leader applies to women, then that's derogatory, because these male-centered women don't think that women should lead in any way. And another way that male-centered women depend and focus and rely on men is emotionally. I did mention that these women who are male-centered are heterosexual women, and they're single or married. So their focus on men is also emotionally being invested in men. So they can be emotionally attracted to men as well as emotionally influenced by men, to where they can, in a sense, lose self-control, and they become emotional to a degree where they actually only rely on their emotions, and they don't utilize their logical skills, or they do not think for themselves, because they are so used to a man providing for them in every sense of the word, financially and emotionally. Usually when a woman relies on a man emotionally, she will use the aspect of being timid or insecure or afraid, maybe even shy, but she uses these certain aspects and she equates these emotions of being timid, being afraid, even feelings of being weak or insecure. She does not mind having these type of feelings. And the reason why she doesn't mind having these type of feelings, because she enjoys the idea of being a damsel in distress. So male-centered women actually like being very emotional and showing aspects of themselves as being the damsel in distress. So she doesn't mind letting a man know, oh, I'm afraid, oh, I don't really feel safe, and oh, that's too much for me. Oh, this is kind of heavy. Could you do this? Could you do that for me? She will actually display behavior as if she cannot do anything for herself, because she does not want to appear to be in a position of taking the lead, or she does not want to show any type of masculine traits. She is very imbalanced. A male-centered woman is very imbalanced because she neglects the fact that she's not just a female who only has female hormones. She also has male hormones. We have male and female hormones to balance us as women. And a male-centered woman, she looks down on any type of trait or quality of being strong, or she does not consider the fact that she is supposed to take the lead in certain situations. What kind of situation, may you ask? Well, you have to speak up and use your voice when you know that you are in danger. Absolutely, yes. If you are in danger, if you are afraid for whatever situation it is, you don't have to rely on a man to always protect you. You can protect yourself by taking classes to learn how to enforce and practice self-defense. There are so many male-centered women who do not know how to defend themselves. They are not even physically in shape. They actually depend and rely on a man to provide and protect them at all times. They do this to a point where they forget that they are capable of doing the very things that a man can do for them. Of course, men are physically stronger than the average woman. But male-centered women, they completely forfeit that they have any type of strength, physical strength or mental strength, or even the capacity to learn how to do things for themselves, so they don't have to even think about a man doing it for them. Male-centered women, if they are in a crisis situation and if a man is not around, she will panic. She does not know how to handle life crises without a man being present. She believes that a man is her savior. These are male-centered women. Male-centered women also believe that if they correct their man, their boyfriend, fiance, or husband, they believe that they are being disobedient or that they're being masculine. So many of these male-centered women, they are extremely passive. They do not say no to their man. And that is very unfortunate because men respond to the word no. But they rarely hear the woman that they're involved with say no to them. And the reason why is because male-centered women believe that saying no to a man will make her single. Most male-centered women, their biggest fear is being single. In other words, they believe that all women should be with a man. And they have bought into the lie that women need a man in order to have a good life. So, male-centered women avoid confrontation. And they view confrontation as being masculine. So male-centered women do not have balance in their lives. And they are focused on appeasing men. They are 100% interested in a man being the authoritative figure in their life. And this is why they are male-centered. Lesbians are not male-centered. Lesbians actually learn how to be very independent women because they experience discrimination, and they also have to deal with people who are constantly trying to change them into heterosexual women. Lesbian women tend to think for themselves. They're very independent thinkers, and they do not rely on men. Lesbians actually statistically are more educated than heterosexual women. They also earn more income than heterosexual women. And I have talked about the lesbian wage premium. Again, that's quote, lesbian wage premium. That is an actual fact where there is a lesbian wage premium, which gives you information about why lesbians earn more income than heterosexual women and why lesbians are more healthier than heterosexual women. And they are more healthier, not just physically, but emotionally, mentally, as well as financially. That's where you get the term financial wellness. So lesbians are more financially well than the majority of heterosexual women. They earn more income, they're more educated, and they have healthier lifestyles. You can find out the reasons why when you search the lesbian wage premium. And I am a living example because I identify as a lesbian woman, and I am an educated woman, but I also earn more income than most heterosexual women. And how do I know this? Well, just from communicating with different heterosexual women. When you are on the job, when you are working for corporate America, for example, you are actually not supposed to discuss your wage with your coworkers. But if you are outside of the job and you discuss how much you earn, that's fine. Many people do discuss how much they earn. And I kid you not, in every scenario where I was interacting with a heterosexual woman and she revealed her income to me, I always earned more income than her. Now, I wouldn't reveal my income because sometimes these conversations came up on the job, but I would just listen, and I would also listen to her lifestyle. Most of these women were married to men and they had at least one child with a man, or they were single mothers and they were the head of household. They were taking care of at least one or more children, and there was no father in the home. And many of these women were either divorced or they just were single mothers. Their relationships did not work out with different men. And then another category of heterosexual women were women who were not married. They weren't divorced, but they always had a man in their life. Many of these women cohabitated with men, and in many cases they had children with men, and they would discuss their daily lives. And generally, a common issue that heterosexual women who lived with men, whether they were married or even single, they cohabitated with men. One of the main issues that these women complained about was that the men in their lives would not allow them to earn more income than the man. I'll repeat, the number one complaint that I would hear from these women is that the man in their lives, whether it was their husband or if it was a man that they were just dating and living with, for example, the man did not allow his woman or his wife to earn more income than him. So it makes sense why the lesbian wage premium is valid. Now, the reasons why these men did not want their wife or their girlfriend or their fiance to earn more income than them, well, those reasons vary. But the bottom line is these women would obey these men, and they would not allow themselves to earn more income than their husband or their man. Why? Because they wanted to please their man. They knew that it would anger their man if their wife or their fiance or their female girlfriend earned more income than them. It made men feel very insecure. It made a man think that if his wife or if his fiance or girlfriend earned more income than him, then he would no longer be a leader. And so these male-centered women buy into that mindset of a man. So they refuse to earn more income than their man or their husband. They buy into the lies, the propaganda of males. And that's why these women are male-centered. Lesbians do not depend on men financially. And because we're lesbians, by default, we are not emotionally invested in men. We are not sexually interested or involved with men. Heterosexual women are mentally, emotionally, sexually, as well as financially dependent on men when they are male-centered women. When you are a male-centered woman, you are not fully being the woman who you have the potential to be, because you actually place yourself in a position where you are not fulfilling your full potential. And the reason behind it is because you are dependent upon a man. You care too much about what a man wants, as well as what a man thinks about you. But if you realized all of your potential as a woman, you would be in a better position financially, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually, and even physically. Your health will improve. And until women realize that being male-centered is not cute, being male-centered is not a priority, when these women realize that being male-centered is actually very dysfunctional, when they realize that being male-centered is actually very toxic, then they will make better decisions about the men that they choose. Because actually women do the choosing. Every woman chooses the partner that she wants to spend her time with. Whoever you're spending your time with actually influences your life. So it's time for women to stop being male-centered and be centered on who you are as a woman. Women collectively are very powerful. And if women would stop being male-centered and so divided, where they're competing against other women for men, then actually this world will be a better place. Now, I'm not saying that you don't need to have a husband, but he needs to be a good husband. Or if you're dating, I'm not saying you don't need a man, you need a good man. Actually, you don't need a man at all. Women don't need men, but men do need women. And yes, I believe that, because actually scripturally, spiritually, the woman was made for a man because a man needed a woman. And these are referring to women who are into men. This does not refer to lesbians. Lesbians are the exception. Lesbians are lesbians because we create balance in the world, and we also love women. So a woman loving another woman is very needed in a male-dominated society. There are so many women who are neglected and mistreated and who are not honored and respected. People who do not consider women as even intelligent. But lesbians, because we're women and we love ourselves as women, we have the beautiful quality of loving another woman. And we need more love in this world. There needs to be more women who are loved. And what better way for that to happen than through a lesbian? And so I thank God that lesbians are not male-centered. I am Giselle Wallace, lesbian life coach and author. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Support the channel by subscribing, liking this video, sharing this video. You can comment below, be respectful and polite. And also, you can donate to my YouTube channel by any shorts, any videos that I have. You can donate a super thanks, and I appreciate you. I appreciate everyone who has donated to super thanks. It actually allows me as a lesbian life coach and entrepreneur to be able to contribute more to you. Any woman in the lesbian community, and if you are in the LGBTQIA+ community, I appreciate your support. I also am here for you if you need life coaching, and if you want to learn our way as LGBTQIA+ people, I encourage you to become a student at Giselle Wallace Lesbian Academy. All of my information is here on YouTube below this video in the description box. I appreciate you, I adore you, and you have a rainbow day.